because this is a shock for most people. I mean, I'm pretty sure that none of us had an idea of what was happening, because a woman who is so loved, so celebrated, if we knew that she was going through difficult times. Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. My name is Portelles, and for today's video we're gonna be talking about some of the pageant news that have been coming out for the past few days. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is just to have an open conversation about some of these things, understand why they are relevant and how they have an impact on the entire community. To be honest, there is a lot to digest. First of all, we're gonna talk about the unfortunate death of Cheslie Kryst, a former Miss USA 2019. We're also gonna talk about the reigning Miss Earth and how she defended herself against some racist comments that were made online. And last but not least, we're gonna be talking about Miss France and some changes that are happening within the organization for the better, hopefully. I know there is a lot of information, so I will not keep you waiting for much longer. I'll see you right after the intro. So let's start today's video by talking about the very tragic and unfortunate death of Cheslie Kryst, who is a former Miss USA 2019. This woman was absolutely loved and appreciated by the entire pageant community. So it was announced earlier this morning that a woman who had jumped off a building in New York City was identified as being Cheslie Kryst. And honestly, this is heartbreaking for so many reasons, but mainly because I feel like no one deserves to go like this way, especially because this is a shock for most people. I mean, I'm pretty sure that none of us had an idea of what was happening, because a woman who is so loved, so celebrated, if we knew that she was going through difficult times, I'm sure that there would have been a lot of people willing to help, willing to listen, willing to take her by the hand and make sure that she finds the resources that she needed. It has not been confirmed by the police or the investigators. However, everything seems to indicate that Cheslie took her own life. Just a few hours ago, she made a post on Instagram with the caption, "May this bring you rest and peace." And to be quite honest, I can only think of how much you cannot really assume anything about people. You don't know what people are going through. I mean, looking at this woman, you could have never imagined that she was going through dark times or that she had dark thoughts going through her mind. Because when you look at her, she represented everything that a lot of people strive to become in life, you know. She was an incredibly popular beauty queen. She was a correspondent for Extra, which is an entertainment company in the United States. She was a lawyer, and she was an inspiration for so many. I am still a little bit in denial, and deep down I want to believe that this was an accident, because although all of the headlines right now, if you look on the media, newspapers and stuff, everything is saying that she took her own life, I just want to give it like the benefit of the doubt and, you know, just wait for like the official final results of the investigation. In the meantime, her family made a public statement expressing how sad they are, of course, because of this tragic news, and at the same time asking for some privacy during these very hard times, which is very, very understandable. So as we wait for some updates and, you know, some light to this entire situation, let's just pray for Cheslie's soul. Let's pray for her family, and, you know, may she rest in peace. Now let's move on to talk about the reigning Miss Earth, Destiny Wagner, who was recently a victim of cyberbullying because nothing else than her hairstyle. And honestly, it's quite shocking that we still have to talk about these things in 2022, but unfortunately, we have to, we must, because there is still a lot of ignorance out there, and there is still a lot of people who think that things like this are funny or acceptable or anything of the sorts. So of course, we all know and love Destiny Wagner, and all throughout her Miss Earth journey, she proudly wore her locks on her hair. This is a traditional and distinctive hairstyle for women of color, and Destiny was always very proud about it. She was very vocal about it, so I feel like she knew that representation matters, therefore she wore her locks proudly. Now, it seems like a pageant page thought it would be funny to compare her hairstyle to cow feces. And of course, as you can imagine, this really irritated the pageant community and everyone went crazy. Well, Destiny herself addressed this issue on her Instagram stories by saying, "Comparing my natural hair, my identity, to cow feces. As the first queen with locks, to ever win an international pageant, I knew I would be subject to ridicule and criticism because women like me are often underrepresented in this industry. Honestly, I feel like Destiny really went straight to the point, and it's the fact that there is a lack of diversity, a lack of representation. Can you imagine in 2022 for her to be the first queen with locks to ever win an international pageant? Unfortunately, automatically that puts her in a position where not only, yes, she is out there to educate people and to show diversity, but at the same time, she will have to handle the heat of a lot of ignorance and people who still have like very racist and dated mindsets who will come for her and will attack her thinking that it is acceptable or that is funny. And I think that this is a very small group of people within the pageant community, I still think that it's important for all of us to be vocal about these issues and to continue fighting against racism at all costs. Because when you think about it, this is something much larger than just Miss Earth or Destiny herself. This is really about black women's hair and their blackness and how people perceive that, and also what people make out of it. How would you feel if someone will compare your hair to cow's feces? Especially in a day and age when other cultures and other people take and borrow so much from black culture. When a non-black person decides to wear locks or any black hairstyles, they're often perceived as being edgy, as being cool, as being exotic. However, black people themselves often have to face a lot of struggles because their hairstyles up until this day are still considered unprofessional, dirty looking, or lazy because they are not making it look like other hair textures. This is what we call cultural appropriation. For me, honestly, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I feel like this is such a deep subject that we could make like an entire video about. But for those who question the relevance of someone like Destiny being in the position that she is today, being the reigning Miss Earth, I think that this is precisely why she is relevant today more than ever. To have someone like her, a beautiful, intelligent, strong, empowered black woman who cannot be silenced, who will not be silenced, it is so important for small girls out there who look up to her or who have similar hair or who have similar skin color. So being the holder of an international title, it doesn't matter which franchise, there's also a responsibility that comes with that. And I'm so glad to see that Destiny did not allow this page to just bully her, and she decided to make a statement. She decided to stand up for herself publicly, and I am so happy to see everyone coming around Destiny to protect her, to uplift her, and ultimately to put this bunch of ignorance in their place. I would actually love to have here on the channel at some point a video or maybe like a live stream where we have an open table, an open conversation. I would like to invite a few black queens just so that we can talk about their experience in the industry and dealing with racism and different expectations when it comes to the fandom and the organizations as well. So let me know if that's something that should be into, and I will make sure to make it happen, because especially after reading something like this, it just makes me want to, you know, bring a little bit more visibility to these type of things. Now, last but not least, I wanted to end this video on a positive note, and that is because we have some very exciting news coming from France. So Miss France, after going back and forth with feminist groups, has accepted to remove the age limit for their pageant, and this could also potentially mean that women who are married and have kids could still compete in the pageant. Now, it has not been revealed what is the new age limit, but a lot of people think that it will be changed to the limit of the international version of Miss Universe being 28 years old. Previously, it was 24 for Miss France, but yet there's still nothing that has been confirmed. I also saw on the Miss U Updates page on Instagram that we don't know for sure if there will be an age limit, meaning that they might just crown whoever they feel fits the role, because after all, the mission of Miss France is just to pick someone who will represent the country internally, and whether they want to go and represent the country internationally is completely up to the candidates, so it's not mandatory. But I do feel like this is a step in the right direction. I do feel like women of all ages should be uplifted and appreciated equally, and how many times it hasn't happened that someone that we really love and want to see compete cannot do it just because of the age limit. I mean, whether you are 28 or 30, very little changes, to be honest, but you're still the same person. You still have have the same values and the same qualities that people love you for. So most definitely this is some progress, and I would love to see some other countries adapt a similar approach. So there you go, everyone. That was it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found some value in it. Let me know if you have any suggestions for future videos, your impressions about today's news, and also if you would like for me to come up with that round table with the Black Queens. I think that would be really cool. Before you go, don't forget to leave a like on the video so that it gets recommended to more people, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. Last but not least, come here and give me a hug. That's a little tradition on the channel. You know that I love you, that I appreciate you. Thank you for coming and spending a few moments out of your day here with me. And until I see you next time, please stay safe, be kind to one another, sending you all my love, all my kisses, and I'll see you on the next one.